This is ANN News Brief.
Zimbabwe's economic woes and crippling medical services, President Mnangagwa has now called back hundreds of junior doctors who have been sacked for going on strike. Mnangagwa says they can return to work in the next 48 hours without having to reapply for their jobs following a meeting the president had with church leaders on Thursday. Media reports say the junior doctors have rejected the president's offer unless it is accompanied by a new pay offer. More than 400 doctors were dismissed because of their failure to show up at work since the beginning of September. They were demanding a pay rise amid soaring inflation. They have been told that they need to reapply for their jobs if they want them back. The doctors who boycott work did not call it a strike, rather an incapacitation, saying they cannot afford to go to work. Most of the striking doctors take home less than $100 a month, not enough to buy food and groceries or get to work. They are asking for salary increases to cope with Zimbabwe's collapsing economy. As South Africa Airways SAA crisis looms, a major travel agency based in South Africa has said it will stop selling tickets for the airline because, according to the agency, travel insurance company will no longer cover the cost if the airline goes into insolvency. The state-owned SAA has suffered cumulative losses of more than $2 billion over the past 13 years and has not made a profit since 2011. Travel agency Flight Centre said in a letter to clients that its insurance company could not cover the ticket cost due to doubt concerning the long-term viability of the airline. Flight Centre said it would continue with this policy until such time as we have obtained a certainty in the market. Commercial banks said they are willing to give South Africa Airways a loan, but they require the government to guarantee that it will be repaid. Ministers are due to decide whether it can provide that guarantee. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
The United Nations says African migrants were among at least 20 civilians that were killed this week in two attacks on a market in northern Yemen. Migrants are known to congregate the area as they make their way to Saudi Arabia and other Gulf Arab states in search of a better life. The UN statement issued on Thursday said many of those killed or wounded were Ethiopians. The statement did not specify the type of attacks on the market in Sada province near the Saudi Arabia border or who was responsible. The UN said 22 persons were injured, including 4 children. Thousands of migrants arrive in Yemen every year in search of better job and wages, mostly from the Horn of Africa, driven by drought and unemployment at home. That is ANN News Brief at 1. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.